It's been 2 years that I've spent staring at this old, green, dilapidated barn. It's been my company on the many, many days I have watered the orchard that I have actually grown quite fond of it. That is why today is so bittersweet, because today it's coming down. When we moved into this home 2 years ago, we knew without a doubt God moved mountains for us to be here. With the Bay Area home prices being unattainable for us, it was a true miracle when the owner of this property chose us despite getting higher offers from developers. We had a vision for this place, a secret garden homestead. And if I had to bet, so did she. I guess in a way, that is why tearing down this old barn is so bittersweet. It's the removing of history and the fulfillment of someone's dream. And the older I get, the more I understand that our success often comes by standing on the shoulders of the giants who came before us, those who blazed the path. With the barn being in such bad shape, in this case, to restore is to rebuild. Every scrap of wood we can save, I want to repurpose and rebuild with. This place has history and a legacy, and the best that I can, I want to honor it. I'm going to take a walk over to the chicken coop and show you the siding that we had salvaged from this barn when we built the chicken coop and kind of how we repurposed it. Good morning, girls. So all the white siding that you see on the actual chicken coop came from the siding, the rugged siding from the barn. That is the front of our coop and the back of our coop. It's been a while since I posted a video on YouTube. Honestly, I really needed a break. When I started this channel 2 years ago, I was just so innocently excited to share the process of finally starting our homestead here in California. But over time, I think I got lost in the algorithm, and especially in the grind of being consistent in video making as to gain favor with it. I have had a lot of time to reflect and think about what I want this channel to be, and I think I've gained enough perspective that I'm ready to come back. My grandma used to have these old photo albums, and as kids, we would occasionally thumb through them and reminisce about past memories and funny stories. That's what I want this channel to be, a series of videos that inspire old memories, a diary of sorts where my kids can look back and recall the good old days. So, with a renewed mind, I am really excited to get back into making videos that I am authentically excited to make, whenever the time allows it.
Barn came down today, and there's still a lot of really good wood to be salvaged. I mean, this whole thing was like 100 years old, and it was built out of like old redwood. So next step is going to be to go through and take a lot of this roofing tile off, and then see what we can salvage. It's probably 2 or 3 more dump runs, and ultimately we'll be left with a pile of some pretty decent wood, and this thing will be gone.
Okay, so Ryan is done for the day clearing out the barn that's been on the ground. I think it's going to take a couple weekends to really get this whole space cleared out, but we're really excited about that. Behind me, though, is what is actually going to go up in the barn's place, and I want to show that to you guys. We were at an estate sale, and we found this beautiful glass greenhouse, brand new in the box for like 1/3 of the cost, and it's white. It's about 160 square feet. And that is what's gonna go in the place of the barn. I am so excited about this greenhouse. I think it's gonna look absolutely beautiful as a little cottage garden right in the center of the property. It has a smaller footprint than the original barn that was there, but I think it gives a good nod to what existed before. And it's really gonna be a beautiful moment right at the center of the property. Ryan is trying his best to go around and collect wood that we can salvage from the barn. So we have just random piles. I don't exactly know how he organized that, but I'm guessing it's based on size and also how good the quality of the material is. But I know that this is some of the wood that he's saving. And then there's more wood over here. And so we're gonna try to save as much as we possibly can. I don't know what he's gonna do with it, but I am really excited to find out what he has in store. Hello you guys, it's the beginning of September and I'm wearing a sweater because I can feel fall in the air, but it's actually been a month since Ryan took down the barn, and as you can see, there's still that pile of rubble behind me. Ryan ended up getting a new job, and so he had to halt everything here on the homestead, and he's been spending a lot of his time investing in learning the new job. And so we have not been spending any time on the homestead at all. Things are still happening, like our turkeys have grown substantially for Thanksgiving, and then we have some fruit on trees still that are growing, so that's all fun and exciting. But right now, all the big projects that we have been working on kind of look like when you're organizing a room and you go to maybe clutter the room before you clean it up. And so that's what I feel like. That's the stage where we're at. Everything looks messy, but everything has a plan and we just need a little bit more time to get it done. But with that said, while the barn is kind of chilling here, waiting to be sorted through and taken to the dump, we have some exciting news regarding 2 trees in the back that we're going to be getting removed this week. I love this property so much. This is where the barn was, and those are the 2 big black walnut trees that are coming down. I feel like the trees on this property add a lot of character. The problem with these 2 big walnut trees is that black walnuts tend to release a toxin in the ground that is poisonous to everything that you're trying to grow around it. And I plan on putting a bunch of raised beds and in-ground crops here, and these black walnut trees wouldn't allow those things to thrive, so they're going to be coming out on Monday. So looking this way, on the other side of these black walnuts, once it's removed, I plan on putting in a berry patch right here, probably extending all the way to that black walnut. So we'll do blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries there. And then between this black walnut and this black walnut, and maybe a little bit more back, there's about 100 linear feet here. And I could probably do little blocks of ground crops. So I'm thinking like sweet corn, squash, potatoes, things like that. And I can do them in blocks. So that is what's gonna go kind of right here. And then to finish off the property on the other side, one day I think we're gonna get some livestock so that it can eat down the grass. Anyway, that's the plan. So removing these trees is gonna be really exciting. It's definitely been on our minds to remove these trees. And so that the fact that it's finally gonna happen is like another win as Ryan is kind of working inside. And it's just gonna open up this space so much more. Okay, so the trees are finally gone, and look at these massive logs that they left for us. I'm super excited about these logs. I have plans for them. I don't exactly know how I'm going to execute what I want to do with them, but I'm going to certainly give it a try. And now we have so much extra space to plant. Overall, I think it was such an improvement to the property. We had 3 trees removed, all were black walnut. And we still have a lot of trees on the property. So I think we took out what we had to and we left what we could.
right, well this was an interesting find. I took out the floor of the barn, and underneath the floor, built into the subfloor, there appears to be some kind of like rudimentary safe. There's a locking mechanism over here, and it's framed out into the underneath the floor of the barn. It's framed out to be some sort of compartment. So I'm going to take this apart and let's see what's in it. All right, it appears that we have some cans, some dead animals, and it looks like a gopher trap. Not quite the gold we were looking for.
So we just finished taking down the barn. This project has taken us way longer than I expected, but it's finally down and it looks like a clean slate. We have a little bit more cleaning up to do, but for the most part, it's all done. Now we get to move on to some other projects. I think we're gonna start our Back to Eden on the second half of our orchard, and then maybe put in a berry patch also. That's the plan for this year. So thanks for hanging out with us on this video, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.